Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am Cosmic Kev, your host. This is for the weekend beginning Friday, the 7th of December 2018. I want to wish a happy birthday to local musical icon Gordy Oliger, who is 71 years old today. Hi, Gordy. And I just want to give you a rundown of what we've got going on in the planets today. So let's talk about where the moon is at first. The moon is just turned new last night. Okay, at 11:20 p.m. So it's still, this is kind of like the first day we actually have with the new moon in Sagittarius, in Western astrology, in Scorpio, in sidereal or Vedic astrology. So that constellation of Scorpio is where the moon actually is, and it's in the lunar mansion or the nakshatra known as Jyeshta. So what can we say about Jyeshta? Well, Jyeshta is ruled by Indra, and Indra is the god of gods and will not give up in any situation in war. And Jyeshta is also about the eldest, particularly the eldest sister in a family, and it deals with seniority to some extent and rankism. And this is the end of the line as far as like our ambition signs of the zodiac. Leo through Scorpio are sort of our ambition signs of the zodiac, and pretty much Sagittarius through Pisces, we're dealing with releasing and letting go of the ambitions and pursuing a more spiritual, enlightened path, believe it or not. And I mean, the other thing I need to tell you is that all of us are every sign of the zodiac, okay? So there's not, when people say, oh, astrology doesn't work, oh, I'm more like this and that. Well, yeah, you probably are. And then there's areas where people commonly share certain attributes. And that's always worth looking at as well. It's been a month ago since we went through a collective crisis here in Butte County, where this is being recorded, and with the Camp Fire, which was, sparked by, I guess, Pacific Gas and Electric's negligence, and with unusual features such as water allocation and climate change and whatever you have. Things were pretty dang dry, and a lot of people lost everything, and our hearts and our wallets are going out to those people right now. Our homes are being opened up to them, all these things to help them get back on their feet, because that's what we're all about. But anyhow, as far as the zodiac thing goes, we've got Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. We've got Sun, Jupiter, and Moon in Sagittarius. Mercury is in Scorpio until next Thursday. So Mercury went back into Scorpio, and this is in the Western sense of things right now. We're going, and the horoscope will be the Western tropical sense. Venus is in Scorpio. North Node is in Cancer, I believe in both systems right now. Uranus is in Aries in both systems, and we've got Neptune and Mars in Pisces, along with Neptune and Mars in Pisces. So this is like where we confront truth and we eliminate the BS. So this is exciting, sign by sign. Here we go on this episode of the Planetary Persuader with me, Cosmic Kev, your host. Okay, so greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So Uranus opposite Venus. This has been part of the themes. Now, if you're an Aries born, say, 16th through the 19th of April, this is a very strong aspect for you. That you're looking at excitement, instability, inspiration, versus having a deeper love life. That is a lot of what's going on. And now that Venus is in the 8th house in Western astrology, in the tropical zodiac, So, your focus is, you're seeing the love and appreciation your spouse has. You might be feeling more lusty. Things are not as in control. Mercury back in Scorpio. It's like, oh, I got more sex on my mind. What am I going to do? And it's, and if you're 40 degrees north latitude or further north, winter's a long time, and it'd be nice to cozy up to somebody type of thing if you're single, and, that's probably what's on your mind. And if you've got somebody, appreciate them, Love the one you're with, celebrate that love, because even in long-term relationships, these things are fragile. So, give it up to that, and notice that you have some leadership ability, you have some ability right now to take on new information, to learn more. With this new moon, it's about learning and going on the higher path. All right. Well, hello, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, now Venus is in your 7th house. And so your love life is going to get better. Now, the Sun, along with Jupiter, is in your 8th house. So there's a big focus on your spouse, other people's property, maybe getting into debt, which is pretty common during the holiday seasons for people. So all of these things have to be taken into consideration right now. But this could also be a renewal in your love period. In a lot of ways, when Venus retrograded back into Libra last month, there was sort of a destabilization that occurred with it too. Even though it's a great place for it to be, it was, in Vedic astrology, it was Mula Trikona. It was in its own sign. Still is. And so we are working on perfecting our love and perfecting our creativity and our art and making it something better. And sometimes we just don't know. Sometimes we have to just humble ourselves and accept. Let's see. With the North Node in the 3rd house, good communication is crucial. South Node is in the 9th house, having spiritual resolve that you intuitively know about is also super important right now. And it somewhat relates to Saturn and Pluto in some ways. It's like we have to use our tragedy to motivate us towards triumph. So using tragedy to motivate triumph, and just being careful and conscious financially, and having a social life with people that want to bring a better world together. That's all part of it too. And yeah, sure, there's a little bit of a rebel in you. I get it. All right. So, greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. Thanks for being with. So, Sun in Sagittarius, in the tropical zodiac, that is your partnership sign. So, romance, love affairs, these things are way more on your mind. And later on this week, by Thursday, Mercury goes there too. So it's sort of been this lusty period for Gemini, and trying to figure out what to do with that. That's it. That is how we run with things. And I see a form of service too taking place, that you want to look beautiful at the workplace. You want to be at a place where you're motivating other people to feel relaxed. It's like we can be relaxed when we come together and work together. That's not a bad thing. And the key phrase is coming together. In so many ways, relationships are good right now. There's a lot of good fortune coming your way. There's job opportunities, as your own ability to take on your executive responsibility is much more clear in this. And self-motivation isn't always the easiest thing in the world to do. You have a lot of leadership ability right now as well, with Mars in the midheaven. Even if it's with Neptune, it's like, why don't we follow a higher spiritual aesthetic? Why don't we make love the new commodity instead of money? It's not a bad idea. It could work. And There's just a lot of you're on the brink of working out where you fit socially and how do you inspire good karma for yourself. There's some of that going on too. And you're hungry to make more money. You're hungry to do better in the financial world. Okay. All right then. Greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So what is Sagittarius time about? Well, it's about work and extra work. And because we're a consumer-driven society that consumes the most during the holiday season, oftentimes Cancers find themselves working extra. And there's a certain degree of burnout. And there's a lot of distraction. And there's uncles and aunts to consider, and small pets, and your coworkers, and how your health is holding up. Because this is a really tough time of year if you're in the northern latitudes, especially north of 35, especially north of 40 degrees. Really, if you're north of 45 degrees, even more so. Oh my gosh, you're in the dark zone. People in Northwest Europe or in Portland, Seattle, or Portland, Maine, Vermont, Montreal. You're all in the dark over there. And yeah, say it. Say hi to Frank and Erica. Yay, hi, kids. So anyhow, it's a place, and you have strong desire right now too, Cancer, and you want to have stable partnerships, and there's some things you want to change you're not comfortable with that could actually lead to greater intimacy and a better partnership. Spiritual studies go really well right now. There might be some risk in travel, but you're down for the game. Sometimes when I think of like Mars in Pisces along with Neptune, I think of like bobsled and whitewater rafting and just kind of really thrilling, fast sports that take place on water, snow, or ice. Yeah. So that's a little bit a part of what's going on right now. Let's see. And, in your public career life, nothing seems to be as stable as you'd like it to be. It's unpredictable, but it's also inspiring. And so you're staying on top of your game. I would say just get yourself enough sleep, take really good care of yourself. That's, health is a real wealth. It's going to pay off in the long run. Well, hello, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. I was thinking, this is a good time for you because this is where your heart is open. This is where your creative process takes precedent. This is where you're really considering your children and your offspring, what's good for them. And if you're a teacher, your students. And so all of this is reaching ahead, and good stuff is there, because we got Jupiter and the Sun there, and eventually Mercury's going to join up there in this fifth house of love and fun. And who couldn't use a little bit more love and fun? Okay. But you got to work on your spiritual karma, and that if you're not careful, health issues are gonna come up and drag you through the mud, and you really don't want that. You also are kind of lustier than usual with Mars and Neptune in the 8th house. But I think, the spiritual implications of sexuality are really worth looking at. Studies like Tantra and sacred relationship. They're much more meaningful at this time. So I hope that meaning comes to you in a really good way, in a really honorable way, so that you can feel your best. And you can appreciate what's taking place and what's going to take place. And, just beautifying your home, decorating it, all of this is going to come into the picture, help you. All right. Well, greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, we're seeing here is hanging out, loving your mother, loving your family, We can't get enough of this, really. That's crucial. Setting yourself on a course and going somewhere that's going to be good and that's going to set you right. That is part of this right now. And this is sort of like what I call, like, the feeling I get from this is like, it's like a cocoon, It's like you've been a caterpillar, you're eating stuff, you're feeling good and fat, but now you're kind of like, I'm here to rest. I have a little bit of cabin fever, I'm at home, but I'm going to come out of this by winter solstice as a butterfly, and I am going to emerge free with all my colors and all my glory, and help the pollination of the planet, and help bring both beauty and freedom in my process and practice. And you're trying to be really diplomatic, you're trying to be very considerate of other people, almost to a fault, where you'd martyr yourself and hurt yourself. So just be careful about that. You have unusual ideas about sexuality and friendship right now and where this all comes in. If you have younger sisters, I would definitely pay attention to them right now. They're important. And know that truth that you hunger for, the people that you hunger for, they're coming. But everyone's got their problems, even the Dalai Lama. And so it doesn't hurt to question everything. Okay. Greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. So Venus is in the second house. A very sensual place for Venus to be. Makes you want to eat sweets. Makes you want to eat food a lot. We really get into baking and foodieism during the winter time. Now, if you're watching this down in New Zealand and Australia, or South Africa, it's all, or Chile, or Argentina, it's all the opposite. It's not. You're busting out in a full-on spring, almost summer, and the heat is on. And that's something to consider too. But I mean, for most of us, it's cooling down. And we're in a more introspective place this time of year, because the night energy is stronger. And there's a lot of stuff in the house of siblings. We have Jupiter and Sun there, and Mercury by Thursday is going to go back there too. So we're communication issues, have to make up for lost communication during the Mercury retrograde period and get ourselves on track with our siblings, with our neighbors. With our local environment, maybe do some traveling to make things happen the way we want things to happen. And there's always an incredible potential to make more than we thought we could possibly make during this period of time. So this is a new moon, this is a new start, and think about your relationship with all your neighbors, all your relations, and work on your health issues, swimming, cross-country skiing, if you're in a climate that allows that, or near mountains or elevated areas that allow that, be really good for you right now. And, know that you'll rise to the occasion as a leader, just as you need to. Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. So, how do we do this? Well, we'll talk about Mars and Pisces. Your creative mojo's kicking right now. You've got some creative juice. And you're really oriented towards matters of the heart. But Neptune's there, so Mars can't just do the less thing. Neptune's saying, okay, soften this. How deep is your love? How far out? Is this a love that transcends lifetimes? And I know people like that. They're almost like twin souls. Like they come back together and they have this beautiful function. You can't. I honor that, and it's like, I think in a community, we, as Scorpio, suns, rising signs, moons, whatever, even if you're not in a love relationship, if you can honor a couple that you really appreciate their love and for hanging it together, it could really help them. It could really give them some esteem. It could really be a healing part of their experience. And so that is something nice to consider. And what I see is like a financial abundance coming into Scorpio during this period. You know, over the next few weeks, you're going to get better. You're going to have a financial thing. You're going to have relationships with your family improve and get better. I mean, that's a lot right there, you know, because, I mean, those of us who are parents, we might have resentful adolescents or young adults that we're trying to, you know, get on the same page with us. Those of us who are young people who have not had kids yet, or, you know, middle-aged adults who've never had children, looking at your, the parents that are still alive, or the people that are in your space that you consider to be family, that you value. This is also worth looking at as well. Okay. Well, hello, Sagittarius. It is all about you. Welcome to your horoscope. I'm so glad you're here. And, you know, happy birthday if you're having a birthday this week. Here's what's going on. You know, you got Jupiter in your first house. And so this is motivating more faith. This is motivating more risk-taking. On a lower level, being kind of a gambler. On the higher level, just pure generosity from the heart. And you can never outgive God. You can never outgive the goddess. It's all going to come back to you. So have that kind of compassion, you know. Yes, be like the mother cow who gives her milk up to others, you know, freely, so that they can get some good nutrients in their life. It's about acting in faith, and as, you know, the week goes, Mercury's going to come back in there, and there'll be like epiphanies, like, aha, okay, you know, you're going to be coming back on track with things you were working on in early November, so all of that is going to start coming together for you. Let's see, other things to consider is, I'd say just be cautious with finances, and you know, little investments are best at this time. Your home life is sort of unstable right now, and you find stability in meditation. I really say have a practice. Even if your life is up in the air, have a practice. Just first thing in the morning when you get up, have a practice, give it up to God. If you can't do that, at least at night before you go to bed. Maybe at night before you go to bed might even be more important, you know, to prepare for the new day and to review what happened, what you'd like to change. All of that. That's going to be powerful. That's going to work for you. Pleasures of the bed, they might be more real with Venus in the 12th house, but also people that may not be as honest, you know. We've done a lot of things in society to disempower women to where deception becomes a more normal thing for them to be able to get what they want, because they won't get it what they want directly, you know, in the DNA, and that's not cool, you know. We need to make a world where everyone feels confident and free to be themselves and get what they want, and be respected for what they don't want. I hear a lot about what they don't want these days, you know. It's like, gosh, I just want to hear about what they really do want. I don't care about what they don't want. I don't want to give anybody what they don't want. Greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. Yeah, it's a time where we have to work on planning. And it's also a time where we can be our own worst enemy by being unconscious. You know, 12th house transit of our sun makes us blind to a lot of things that we don't know about. So it's like really important to go, okay, I really don't want to be blind right now. I really want to be open-minded. I really want to make good karma for myself. I want to make good karma for others. I'd say, you know, check your vehicles, make sure they're operating good. That would be helpful at this time as Mars transits the 3rd house. It's a good place for Mars. Mars likes it there. And find things that inspire you, because they're going to be a part of your next creative phase. And you might find love just going to parties and socializing. Wouldn't that be sweet? Yeah, I like that for you. I like you to get that love that you deserve and need. Well, greetings, Aquarius. And welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, we can talk about Saturn being in the 12th house along with Pluto. So it's like deep spiritual work. 12th house isn't that bad of a place for Saturn. Some say it's even an exalted place of some sort. It's a good place because we're working on finalizing the deal before we emerge into something real and concrete that we're going to commit ourselves to and dedicate ourselves to. Money. You know, I think right now, as far as like money, selling tools things you don't need anymore is good, or getting the right tools for the right job is good. Old talismans, pieces of art that you don't need, maybe just getting rid of those. And being tolerant of families' beliefs and insecurities, whether regarding war and religion and sports and things like that, all of that. Look at that and just be okay, be compassionate. This is a social time for you. This is kind of a party week for you with this new moon. And it's like older siblings and friends that are really got good connections. They can help you move forward. Pay attention to them right now. Oh, greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, this new moon cycle puts you in a place of greater responsibility. You've got more things on your plate than usual, and you can demonstrate incredible leadership right now. And if you're on your spiritual path, you have to go back to that spiritual path over and over and over again. And if you're having problems with substance abuse, this is a time to clear all that stuff out. If you haven't done it already. I would hope you've done it already, because as you become more conscious, better things are going to come to you. You're going to do better. And that's what you want to do. You know, you have a broad love. Your love is in exotic places that you may not have even been to in a while. And, you know, as far as family goes, things have been sort of unpredictable, and, you know, they can be challenging to you, let's face it. But you're willing to do better. You're willing to give more. You're willing to bring more. And with that bringing, you know, by the time Thursday rolls around and we've got a moon in Pisces, you know, you're going to be at top of your game, doing fantastic. So thanks for joining me. And I'm looking forward to us doing this again. And keep taking those risks, keep doing the best you can with life, keep loving courageously. It's Cosmic Kev with the Cosmic Forecast. Planetary Persuader. Cosmic Kev 100. Share this. Make comments. Tell a friend. Be with you next week.